All right, the cow dog, where is he? Just turned 5. So we are gonna go get him a pup cup on this rainy day. Uh, yeah, it's pretty drizzly, so I'm hoping that this stops and then we can go run them on the beach. But right now it's looking pretty stormy out there, so we still might because high energy dogs are high energy dogs. Whether it's rain or shine, these guys want to run. So we might end up going to the beach anyways. But let's go get Cowboy Pup Cup. Stay tuned. What you looking at? Huh? All right, the cow dog got his pup cup. He has definitely matured. I can tell he is older. That first 1 to 2 years, he was quite a pain on certain days, but cowboy, come here. But now he's pretty chill for the most part. At least at home, he still needs his exercise. He still needs his fulfillment. He still needs cattle dog things, right? He needs to get out that pent up, not aggression, but like almost cattle dogs have that level of aggression where they just need to get it out. He needs to go thrash a toy. He needs to do something. So he still has that, but he just settles a lot easier. And he's so easy to bring places. He's a great size. But again, that's because I put the training in with him. That's something, if you guys have a puppy, I highly, highly encourage you to do. I would say it's necessary, not optional, right? You need to bring them out. You need to do things like this with them. If you plan to live in basically a non-farm environment 100% of the time, it's a little bit different if they do live on a farm 100% of their life and you don't bring them places. That's one thing. But if you plan to bring them into a normal, type of life, then they need to be acclimated for it. And I think that's something a lot of dog owners don't get is they blame the dog, but in reality, it's the person who didn't put their dog in the right situations and they set them up for failure. Whereas you need to spend the time yourself, look at yourself, and then be able to set them up for success when you bring them into these types of situations. So an example of that is, people say, well, my dog doesn't behave out in public, they reacting on the leash, whatever it is. Well, that's probably because that person hasn't put the time in to teach their dog how to properly behave out in public around other dogs, around other people, around other things. And so oftentimes it's the dog that gets blamed, and then that dog they deem as defective, aggressive, reactive, and that dog might end up in the shelter, which is just not what should be happening. The person needs to put in the time to learn how to put their dog in those situations successfully and then allow them to actually adapt, thrive, and just teach them what to do in those situations, right? Like imagine if you go out and you find a wolf in the wild and you bring them in to your life. They're not going to know what to do. You know what I mean? So you have to teach them, you have to shape them, you have to sculpt them into something that can coexist in our life. Because if you think about it, they really are just a wolf from the wild when they're born. They're just these little puppies that have no concept of human life, human, basic living circumstances. And so we have to teach them those things. So that's my little rant on socializing your dog. Just get out there, just practice, just teach them what to do. downstay is one of the most important things you can teach them. We go over that in Catalog Academy. I'll put the link in the description of this video if you guys need help training your dogs. We have helped hundreds of people train both their cattle dogs and other breeds through our online training videos and stuff. So it's the price of a cup of coffee a month. And you guys can check that out if you want. And as you can see from that dog just passing, and a bunch of dogs have been passing, like the purpose of socialization isn't for your dog to play with a bunch of dogs. Everyone thinks socialization means bringing my dog to the dog park and cutting him loose. I think socialization more so should be taught as something that is just being neutral to new situations and new things that are thrown at them. And so, for example, dogs passing by, it's neutrality. It's all about being neutral, not reacting. And that is extremely more important than ever with herding breeds in particular, because they were bred to be reactive. When a livestock moves, they react, and it's in their DNA. So teaching impulse control, teaching neutrality is one of the most important things for this type of dog. I've got some calls to take care of, and Cowboy will most likely be under my desk. And then hopefully we can get some sunshine later today and let these guys go run on the beach, because I didn't bring my camera 2 days ago when I let them do that, but they were having a blast. Like Gunner I thought he was going to swim out to sea. He was having so much fun. Cowboy was chasing him, hurting him. So we will go back to the office, take care of some work stuff, because we're having a hard time keeping our yak chews in stock thanks to you guys, which I am so grateful for. You guys are seriously so awesome. We can't thank you enough for your support on these yak chews and all of our products, but the yak chews especially are seem to be your guys' favorite. All right, let's go check on the other dogs.
Oh, hey, big boy. Oh, hey, big boy. Oh my gosh. It's almost Bo's birthday too. Bo is almost 4. It's funny, my wife now, girlfriend at the time, because it was 4 years ago, she got Bo almost exactly 1 year after I got Cowboy. So they're about 1 year apart, which is a pretty good age gap. I think there should be at least, ideally 2 years between getting one dog from the next. But in this case, we weren't living together, so it really didn't matter too much. And also their personalities are so different. Bo is very independent. I don't really feature him in a lot of videos because he kind of just does his own thing most of the time. And he's a mama's boy. So what do you want? This guy's needy. My goodness, get out of here. Time flies. I can't believe this guy is 5 already. I can't believe the things that have come from me simply posting a few posts of him 5 years ago. I started his Instagram account before I even got him. Thought I was just going to do it just for fun. And, it's turned into something. It's turned into a thing, like a living brand that we have created, not just with our products and Back 40 Dogs, but also Cowboy's personality. It's something that, like, we were in a store the other day and someone recognized him, and he recognized both of us, and that's happened a few times before, and it's so funny. It's so cool to meet people who watch the channel. They watch our accounts in person. So if you guys ever do see us out there in the wild, make sure you stop and say hello. But it's really cool just seeing the emails come in and the community that's been built from this. Across our channels, hundreds of thousands of followers, close to 100 million views now. And the Facebook group, I think, has 36,000 people in it, and not to mention like the customer base that we have for Back 40 Dogs. So it's amazing what can happen just by starting something and seeing where it goes. And obviously the stuff that we're sharing resonates with a lot of you. So thank you for being a part of the journey and the community. And I just can't thank you guys enough. So yesterday, I got an email from a customer whose 12-pack of yak chews was damaged during shipping from Amazon. Amazon is pretty brutal on products. They get stuff out fast, but it's oftentimes, they are just rough on products and in general. So we do the best we can to create strong packaging and prevent that from happening. But at the end of the day, like when a certain volume is going out, there will be a few things here and there that are out of your control. At least with Amazon, right? We don't control how they pack the product, which is, our hands are tied in that respect. But what we can do is always make sure that we make things right, even if it wasn't necessarily our fault. And that's something that I've always tried to do with every single order. So I ended up actually calling this lady. She was super cool. At first she was kind of like, oh my gosh, it didn't arrive. She didn't really know necessarily us and the brand and our 100% satisfaction guarantee, because on a lot of our products, they say non-returnable because they're a consumable item, but we will refund you for any reason or not at all that you're not satisfied. So I don't want to keep anybody's money for a product if they are not 100% in love with it. And so anyways, moral of the story, called this lady. She was super nice. She had a year-old blue heeler mix, and I could hear it barking in the background. And just taking the time to actually call her, she was super appreciative. She said she bought in the first place because she saw our brand, she saw my face behind it, and she realized like we were actual real people behind the brand, which is something that was really great to hear, because that's really been my whole mission with this, is to be transparent, be more personable. I don't want to be a massive corporate brand that, has no face or identity behind it. Like, I want to be able to call our customers. I want to be able to get to know your guys' dogs and for you to get to know us. And so I think YouTube has been a great way to kind of show that. And that's been a lot of my effort this year, is trying to document that a lot better. So, Cowboy, what are you doing? Oh, what are you doing? Oh my God, you're so cute. Oh. Rascal. But anyway, that was a lot of bark. That made me lose my train of thought. Just to wrap it up, back to the beginning, like, it's amazing how time flies. So enjoy the time you have with your dogs, and also enjoy the time you have on this earth too. Like, we have a limited number of days, so do what you want with it, and do something great, do something that hopefully you'll be proud of. And that's what I'm trying to do with this brand, is to create something and spend my time on something that I'll be super proud of, and I can look back on in another 5 years and be like, wow, that's freaking awesome. Look at the community we've made. Look at the impact we've made for so many dogs. Our mission is to help 1 million dogs improve their quality of life and longevity. And I think that's a pretty worthy goal. So, yeah.